think
Is contractor seat an annual?
we can probably get started and at least get through some of the minutes and such until Jared gets here. Alright,
That's awesome.
wanna start at least open up, get minutes, are we ready back in cable, are we good? I'm gonna give them a second just in case. Alright, it being 6:04 and a quorum present, I'm gonna call the July 15th, 2025 meeting of the Conservation Commission to order. We are being recorded and broadcasted on Zoom, and for future broadcasting on our YouTube page and public broadcasting. First order of business tonight is approval of our meeting minutes from June 17th. Was there any questions, comments, edits, approvals? I can bring them up if we need, but
Oh, you weren't here. Yeah.
yeah, don't look at him.
No, they looked at me. I looked at them earlier.
Who was absent at that meeting, Tim?
Tim,
I wasn't here.
Just you?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, so we have enough of us in the meantime. If there's no edits, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor by roll call, start with George.
Farrington, aye.
Williamson, I.
Keenan abstain.
Bjorklund, aye.
And Dan's an aye. Alright, the minutes are approved. Second order of business, is our first hearing and amendment to the order of conditions for Bryce Estates, Woodside Ave. Is there anyone here on behalf of this application for submittal? I don't see anyone on Zoom. I don't see anyone obvious in the audience. Okay, so I guess, and I do kind of wanna make sure Jared gets any initial comments into, so I don't know if we can quickly discuss the next COC request, cause I think those will be pretty quick, cause I saw a couple things, if we wanna do that first. That's okay with everyone? Sure. Alright, so gonna move on to the COCs for 6 and 8 Woodside Ave. So we did get the request for COC forms. The one thing that I did see is that I checked the original order of conditions and they required an as-built plan and we have not received one. So I think that's something that we need to have, if we're in agreement of that. So I confirmed with Tamika, he didn't drop off any hard copies or anything, so we do need that as built as required in the order of conditions. And then I think these are viewable enough. I don't know if we need a formal site visit with all of us or if you guys just wanna go by individually. They're right on the Main Street side, pretty much the first two in. But is there anyone here for 6 and 8, just to make sure? Okay. Anyone else have any comments on those? Okay, I figured that was pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Pretty cut and dry. Okay, let's see. What else can we do really quickly before Jared gets here? We did, the previous resident who was interested in filling that vacant seat unfortunately has too much of a time commitment elsewhere, so he has withdrawn his interest to serve. So there is one open seat on the commission to anyone listening. So we're still at 6 people. Need one more. I haven't heard of any others. Does anyone else? I thought we were gonna have a nice in with that. That would be a nice fit. Okay. Do you wanna at least start your Facebook page idea?
Sure.
To throw you under the bus, sorry.
I think George and I were throwing around the idea of having a social media presence for the Concom, just as a means to, a way to get information out. People are always posting on public forums about, bear activity and wetlands problems and whatnot, and I just feel like it would be a good opportunity for us to be able to share things from like the town side. So I don't know if there's any rules or legality for that, or if anybody has any opposition or thoughts.
Tamika, do you know if any town communications, do they need any select board approval or anything to get started?
Not select board, it usually just goes through the town administrator.
Okay.
And then usually they're issued the code of conduct policy for social media. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's not really a formal process.
And Jared just pulled in.
Sorry, Brad, I just had a question.
Yeah.
What kind of topics, like, are you thinking? Just like general things like invasive plants?
Yeah, that, and then, the big night stuff, getting a word out to the public, or,
Yeah.
Any sort of town activities that are involved with, open space or conservation or anything like that.
Okay, and we're good as long as we don't talk about projects.
Right.
Obviously.
Did you guys see today's post on
I
Japanese
did.
knotweed?
Good job.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that was you.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
She's working behind the scenes.
Yeah, cause that would be a good something to, I think that would be useful. I guess it's just determining who do we want to be posting? Who do we want to have admin privileges? Are we gonna funnel it through one person, or is 2 or 3 okay?
Right.
I think, I think it's important to remember, like, not to necessarily discuss with, like, you can answer residents' general comments.
Yeah.
Not about projects, but just like, hey, I saw this bird, do you know what it is? Okay, yeah, I think we can talk about
Right,
that.
yeah.
So as long, I think we can have multiple people as admins,
I think so.
as long as we're not
Yep.
talking about
I think everybody,
big stuff.
on the board who has or a Facebook page could be a moderator or an admin, just for transparency, I guess,
Yeah.
But you do such a good job, Brian. I think you should be the admin.
Okay,
You and me.
yeah.
George,
Right.
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
we'll get that
Okay,
rolling,
sure.
we good with that?
That'd be a place where we could put like that thing for the free plant day and,
Yeah,
Yep.
stuff
Exactly.
like that.
Sure.
yep. Is there anything you need me to do in terms of like talking
Do you wanna just,
to someone? I don't know.
yeah, how about I email you tomorrow?
Okay,
And we'll
thank
come
you.
up with a plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, perfect.
While we wait for Jared, do we want the cable folks to come in?
Jared's here.
We saved to see if you're there.
You-
Alright,
Doesn't want to come next to you.
it's alright, I'll be by my lonesome.
I don't wanna walk that far.
I know. I was afraid I was gonna like kill someone in Discord. Alright, so let's get back to our normal agenda. So we had just opened, but we continued the amendment for Bryce Estates and okay, so you're here. So we got the documents, I think mainly submitted by Chris Lucas for the amendment request. I guess, do you have anything you wanna talk about specifically? Wait, did you have anything
Well,
prepared?
do you want a little bit of history on it, or what happened, or would that be helpful?
Sure.
So,
Yep.
back in 2016, I wanna say, we filed for 401 water quality cert. And the DEP had the superseding order of conditions back then, so the Rutland Concom wasn't really involved. So we got the superseding order of conditions and we got the 401 water quality cert, but it was for a 14-foot wide concrete box culvert. And when we got this approval, anyways, there was no expiration date on the 401 water quality cert. The new one actually has an expiration date. I didn't know it expired. So last year, DEP made us file for a new one. So I put the same papers in, same plan, same everything, so that they could just reapprove it. Well, way back then, the DCR denied my variance to cross the wetlands because they wanted an 18-foot wide arch. So I didn't think it mattered to them at all whether I had an 18-foot wide arch, because it was a bigger span, or a 14-foot wide box culvert. So I ordered an 18-foot wide arch, and I was going to install it last year, and the DEP came to me and said the 401 water quality cert has expired. So I went back and like I said, I resubmitted all the papers, and they approved it finally after 3 months. And we got an order of conditions from the Concom to go with it. Then since then, they came to the job and they said, look, this isn't what we approved. So you have to file for an amendment to go to an 18-foot wide arch. They wanted some information, openness ratios and things like that. Everything all proves out. The 18-foot wide arch is actually better. It spans more wetland, better than a 14-foot wide box culvert. It's a concrete box culvert. Biggest thing with the box culvert is, I don't know if you guys have been out to see the job. It's literally on a slope like this. The arch goes like that. So if I tried to do it in concrete, Contech, the company that makes these pieces, told me that it couldn't be done. The only way that they could do it was this arch anyway. So even if it was 14 feet, it would have been an arch. I couldn't have done it the other way. I built tons of these. I've never had to go back to the DEP if I made it bigger. If I made it smaller, I would have to go back to them. Anyways, that's why we're here, because the DEP has it. I don't know whether they've approved it or not. They have all the same material you have, and obviously the Concom has to approve the amendment as well as the DEP. Like I said, all the openness ratios are there. All the documentation is there. All the plans are there for the new arch. Everything's been submitted. I think it's a 110-page submission. So hopefully that explained it enough why I'm back here.
Okay. I know, did anyone, I guess looking through what Lucas submitted, did anyone have any comments they wanted to share, questions they had? I have a few, but I wanna hear from you guys.
I read through it, nothing popped out.
Okay.
I didn't have any concerns, I was good with it.
Melissa, I had one question.
Yep.
On the replication table, not that it's a big deal, I just noticed there's proposed replication and then actual replication. Both are significantly more than the wetland impact. I was just curious what the difference is between the two.
The Concom required a 2-to-1 replication. Right now it's 2.1 to 1, so it's higher than what you guys had asked.
Is the proposed, what was proposed previously, is that what that number is?
Yes.
Yeah, and they made us add to it.
So, yeah, I think to Jared, that was one of my comments, is that there's over 1,000 square feet less than we originally approved of replication area. One is from one of the I think crossing 2, there's one replication area that just didn't establish at all in one corner. It was, and then kind of some smaller areas adjacent to the other replication areas. Let's see, on the crossing 2, yeah, in the southwest corner. I think it was. And then some of it's like half of what it was supposed to be, so there's a net reduction, almost 500 square feet in crossing 2, 90 square feet in crossing 1, and then they're then requesting to have 900 square feet less in this amendment on top of the ones that didn't establish. So I think that's one of my biggest things that I picked out, is if the commission wants to accept that decrease in replication areas. Part of it, I think, if you wanted to justify it, I would wanna see why it's not doable to recreate those areas on site somewhere else. If there's site constraints, there's site constraints, but
Why is there less? Because of the larger size arch? Is that why there's less replication area now?
So, yes and no. The arch actually took away some of the space where the replication
Yeah.
area was going.
Right.
And then because they had less BVW impact, they're also proposing less.
If I may comment, Chris told me that he over-designed for what you guys were looking for. If
Yeah,
that's
but
not,
that's what we originally approved. So it's approving an reduction essentially now if we were to approve it. So that's how I'm stating it to the commission. So it does, if we approved, an over design, but that's what you committed to when we approved it, so.
that's okay, I don't mind making it bigger if you want it bigger. It connects to a BVW right there anyway, so I can easily make it bigger.
Do you have space in that area?
I believe so.
Okay.
I was down there the other day and it looks as though we do.
What's the difference, again, I'm sorry, from the,
Um,
how much is it less?
including the crossing 3, yeah,
1,350 square feet.
yeah, about 1,300.
You have that kind of space.
Well, we have to add another 1,300 feet, or is that what's proposed?
So that was the original approval,
So we're 900 feet less?
you're 1,300 square feet less. So some of it, like 500 feet of it, is in areas that failed to replicate, so you could propose to fix that,
We will fix that.
which takes up, we'll call almost half. So maybe trying to find the difference in another area, I think is something that I would
Yeah.
look for.
I'm okay with that, it's fine. I'd like to fix the replication areas that failed.
Okay. Chris noted some invasives, I think he said he told you about it in some of the replication areas, so those need to come clean out. And I think, even looking at the COC that, DEP issued, I wouldn't be surprised if they would require you to fix the replication areas that for crossings 1 and 2 regardless. Cause it specifically states there to be completed in this current NOI that's open or order of conditions.
Yeah, they left it up to you guys.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they make the comment though. Anything else that you guys noticed? What else
Are you
did I-
looking to do the replication soon, or this fall, or?
We're gonna do it right now, yeah, this fall. Yeah. As Soon as we finish that arch culvert and the walls and everything, because it goes right up against the wall on the bottom side of the slope. It goes right up against the wall, so it really, and it connects to the BVW, so all we're really doing is just making it larger. It's pretty simple to do.
So at least I think I'd like to see an updated kind of, part of it's the narrative on how you're gonna fix the restoration areas that are already built, and then find that other square feet to make up for what you've lost.
Okay.
So that would be about 700 square feet.
Chris had also put in this report about, where did it go? I didn't print all 110 pages, cause that would have been nuts, but, in section 3, on page 5 of his initial, memo, he's listing project mitigation summaries, saying you're proposing, and there's, a bunch of different things in terms of wetland creation, talks about a CR, minimization. Are those things that have already been done, or things in addition that you would propose as mitigation? that one was a little unclear for me.
The conservation restriction has not been done yet.
But it's already something that's in play or
We're
required?
gonna, as part of the planning board rules and
Yeah.
regs, we have to do it
Okay,
anyway, so
alright.
we're definitely gonna do
I
that.
just wanted to like
Yeah, no, that's fine,
clarify that
yeah.
it was, these are things that have already been as part mitigation as part of this project. Okay.
And what was the other one, Melissa?
He just listed like that you have a environmental monitor on site,
Yes,
detailed phasing plan, creation of the CR, the minimization of the land alteration, reduction of number of wetland crossings from 4 to 3 based on previous designs, like he just listed what you
Yeah,
guys had
okay,
previously
okay,
gone
yeah.
through. So I just wanna make sure that was like past
definitely-
things, not current things.
right.
Alright, so that's at least what I was thinking. I believe that my understandings from DEP and DCR is we all wanna make sure we're on the same page. I saw you sent something to Judy today, that they were looking for. So I think if you can, get on them to make sure that they are all in agreement or okay with what plans that we have from Lucas right now, then we can incorporate that into, a decision. But at least I don't feel comfortable issuing it until we have, one, what we discussed tonight, but then.
I understand. So basically, you wanna know how I'm gonna fix the replication areas that failed, and how I'm gonna add to the replication areas that we're proposing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up, basically.
About 500 square feet of repair, you were saying,
Yeah.
somebody said,
I bet, yeah.
and then maybe another 700 square feet of
No.
added.
It was 577 was the square footage that was not successful,
Okay.
and then it's another 700-ish on top of that, yeah. 6,119 is the magic number.
Yep.
For total replication area.
Any other comments from commissioners? Good.
I'm good.
George, you good? Is there anyone from the public that wishes to comment on this one? Cause it is a public hearing. Don't see anyone in person, I don't think there's anyone on Zoom. Alright, if there's nothing else, I think we continue this to our next meeting. If you need any clarification on things, reach out to Tamika and we'll go from there.
When's your next meeting?
August 5th.
August 5th?
Yes. Is there a motion to continue to August 5th?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor by roll call? Start with George.
Farrington, aye.
Gentilucci, aye.
Williamson, I.
Keenan and I.
Bjork and I?
Dan's a aye. Alright, we're continued. Okay. And then Clea, we did quickly talk about 6 and 8 Woodside, just so you know, we needed as-built for those. Jillian didn't submit those and they were required from the order.
Just to show where we put the house.
House, driveway, utilities, and final grading to compare to the original plan.
Okay.
Okay. Do we wanna do reorg last or do we wanna do that now?
We'll do it last.
Do it
Yeah,
last?
we don't-
Okay, let's get through stuff. Just to read it, Jared, we had our one interested party withdraw,
I did see that,
so
yeah.
unfortunately, we do still have one seat open. And then the next order of business was erosion concerns for Arrowhead Way, Wachusett Rd, and Britnell Drive. So we did send a letter, with our concerns, based on some of the erosion that we saw, submitted from homeowners and ones that we have seen as well during some of those storms, we had across Wachusett Road. And, I don't know, are you gonna speak to it at all tonight, or?
Nothing to say, it has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
I can tell you that I don't own any of the land up there. I'm not connected to anything. Just because I built the houses up there, I will say that when we were building one of the houses, we had an issue. The rain got diverted and it went down. into the gentleman's yard down below. We did fix that problem. And I mean, the rain that happened that night, I mean, roads were washed out. I had a foot of dirt in some of the roads that I had to clean up with my machines. I mean, my brother's driveway, he's been there for 17 years. He lost his driveway because the stuff came out of the Eastern Lane, out of that detention pond. I mean, it's almost like I said to you, I think I said it in the letter, if there's a tornado and I built your house, is it my fault? I mean, that was an act of God. I'm not God, I'm not responsible for his actions. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Plus, I don't have any connection to it now. It has nothing to do with me.
Hey, I live at 137.
Hold on. Sorry, all comments have to go through the chair
Oh, I'm
first,
sorry.
so I appreciate we'll get to you, I promise.
Second meeting, I'm not
That's okay,
on the protocol.
thank you. Okay, so I think some of our concerns was that the water was possibly coming from the roadway though, and had gone through the lots. Cause that road is still private. I don't know.
And there was clear evidence of that based on, channels that were through people's yards coming off the roadway.
They're connected to the road. The roadway has a drainage system that was approved by the planning board. It's all tied in, it all works, it's all been approved, it's all been installed, all been reviewed. There's no,
Well, I think what we, before, I know, it sounds like you had fixed the aprons to some of the driveways on Arrowhead after the
you
storm.
and asked me to do that, and I did.
Right, so it sounds like before or during that storm, before the aprons had been fixed, the driveways were catching water from the road, so the water wasn't going into the drainage system.
It was a function, not the water that came down the driveways, but it was a function of the amount of rain that we got in a short period of time. I mean, there were washouts everywhere. I mean, I was cleaning up stuff for a week, 2 weeks. These people aren't the only people that had issues with their backyard that have a slope in it. There's a big, huge hill that water could come down. And I don't know how much those aprons, you're still gonna get an awful lot of water in those driveways. And I mean, there hasn't been an issue ever since I fixed it a few years ago. And it was the rainstorm. It wasn't anything to do with construction. I mean, it happened all over the place. It didn't just happen there. It was everywhere. I mean, Shannakill Road, they had to close it for a while. It was washed right out. I mean, there was so much water coming down. What was that, a 200-year storm or something? What was it? We get 5 inches in 2 hours or 3 hours or something like that. It was crazy.
There was similar washouts this past weekend storm too, and it was nowhere near the size of that giant one.
In
Coming off
area?
that slope from
That area?
Arrowhead, yeah.
Well, we already put the aprons in. What else would you do? There's nothing I can do to prevent it. There's nothing I did to create it. It was just rainstorms.
But if your roadway drainage isn't going to where it's supposed to be,
How do you know that? Of course it is. It's designed to go where it's supposed to be.
just cause it's designed doesn't mean it works.
Doesn't mean that it's functional.
It's not. It's going into the catch basins. Stand there when it rains, watch it.
You're gonna come and stand there with me?
I will.
Okay. We got a date.
Okay.
Has the road been accepted by the town? Is it,
Not yet.
what's the status of the road right now?
The select board has laid it out, and I have a punch list from Kevin. And, it's minimal. I mean, it's very.
So it's punch list, you're in the punch list phase,
I'm sorry?
you're in the punch list phase, everything's done, the top's done, the curbing's
Yeah,
done.
all the bounds are in, the trees are in, boom, there are a couple of trees that died, he wants me to fix. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, little things like that, but other than that,
Technically, it has not been accepted by the town.
it has to go to town meeting to get accepted, yeah.
Any other comments by commissioners for right now?
No?
Any thoughts on what we wanna do for next steps?
Well, you sent the violation letter. We need to decide whether we want to issue an enforcement order.
Correct. Do we believe that the sedimentation is stemming from Arrowhead Way or activities on Arrowhead Way that has impacted the wetland across Wachusett?
100%.
Yes.
Agreed.
Which sounds like yes.
Yep.
So yes, we can issue an enforcement order. And we can just decide what action, the action can be the restoration plan as we kind of put out in the letter. That was kind of the guidance from, DEPs. If you have something that, you believe that is in a violation, the first step is the enforcement order. And that allows them to kind of assist as needed if that's something that we would like.
Good luck with that. I'll see you in court. It ain't going anywhere, believe me. I don't own any of the land that attaches to it.
What does other boards, like planning board,
So I don't think they've taken any action.
I mean, they've all signed off on it at this point? Like,
No, cause it hasn't been accepted yet. I think it's still, like the Quinn Engineering is planning's peer reviewer, acts kind of as the town engineer. And has been out there kind of like Lee said, with the punch list items and finishing up. I know that Quinn Engineering was out there with the chair of planning after the big rainstorm to look at things. I don't know if they was out there at the same time you guys were, or a different time, but.
May I say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, so the road, the catch basins are designed by a professional engineer. And the drainage systems are designed, reviewed and approved by the town. They're put in places that they tell them to put them. They work. That's because and I mean, have you ever seen a drainage analysis? The book is that thick. And the pipes, it's all pipe sizing and things like that. I mean, I defy you to find anything not working there. It's all built to design, it's all approved. It was the rainstorm, it was ridiculous. I haven't seen anything like that ever.
But this weekend wasn't like that.
No, but do you have erosion? Well, because it's open space now, It's open, It's gotta be fixed.
Do we wanna hear from residents before we make
Yeah.
a decision, a couple? Okay. I think in the back you had a comment, just
Yeah, I'm
introduce, hold on,
You
just.
built the house.
Hold on, sorry, just introduce yourself and your address.
Oh, my name's Kelly Reeves. I live at 137
Thank you.
Wachusett Road. My house was built right before Dan Rosario's house was built across the street, which it wasn't built for Dan, it was built for another gentleman, correct?
I have no idea. I
You
forgot.
built it, right?
I built that house, definitely.
Yeah, so it was built for another gentleman. I know it. I talked to the other gentleman at one point during the process and I said, well, I was told this was unbuildable. Like the space next door, the wooded hillside next door to Dan's, I'm told that it can't be built on. And so then I'm asking this guy, well, this grade here, that's not like 45 degrees, that looks more like 75 degrees. I said, is he gonna do anything with that? I said, that looks like a problem. He said that he believes he's gonna have a wall put in, is what he was promised.
No, I don't promise walls.
Is there, you did do the grade though, right?
I cut it. Yeah.
Okay, is that a standard operating grade? Is that 75 degrees? Cause it looks like,
I have no idea what.
I'm trying to picture 45 is about the middle of 90, right?
So-
This thing's, it's just about 90.
Well-
I defy you to jump off that cliff or try to walk down it.
Why would I wanna do that?
It's impossible, man. It's impossible.
Well,
You set him up for failure. You set the other guy up for failure, but since he sold the house, what I believe is you decided to say no to Dan and save a wall.
Where do you come off saying that?
Just speculation. That
Hey,
Okay, both of you, both.
Let's go take a look
Hey,
at the.
Excuse me,
Well, I've seen
Excuse
it.
me both. So, admit, I understand there's some issues between.
It results in my
neighbors.
yard being flooded continually.
Yep.
That culvert that goes from Dan's side of the road to mine should have been replaced when that road was built and redone. That's probably not Clee's fault, but it's full of sediment now, and that little drainage that I built 7 years ago at age 58, I have to redo again at 66. Okay? I think he's responsible.
I'm not.
So, just to go over also the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission, because I think some things are gonna come up that we can't make any stance on, we don't have jurisdiction over, which I know I hate saying and you hate hearing. We are essentially the protectors of the wetlands. So a lot of the work, like at 140, the construction itself, we had no jurisdiction over. It was outside of our 100-foot buffer zone, et cetera. Why we have kind of instilled ourselves into this is because we believe that the sediment has made its way across Wachusett into a wetland. So that makes, some of that jurisdictional. But in terms of, kind of how it was originally built and things like that, we can't really get into. I do kind of wanna stick to the issues that we have in front of us, which, does somewhat involve, what you're talking about. But just kind of as a overlay for everyone who's here, cause I think there are a couple, kind of concerned about impact to wetland resource areas.
I apologize for getting fired up, but that I dug 1.5 feet to take the water from the culvert that was coming into my yard 8 years ago into the swamp is now filled completely with silt. You cannot see any of the rocks that I laid on the bottom or the sides. It's completely filled with silt.
And that's under Wachusett?
137, yeah, that, what used to be 2 feet deep on Dan's side of the road is probably about, what, Dan, 8 inches maybe?
Less.
Maybe 8 inches. Now, inside that rusted out tube, probably clogged.
Okay. Okay. That we can look into at least.
We did note the sediment in that
Okay.
culvert and that that drainage ditch that he.
Through the chair, I have some comments.
Sure.
Um,
Can you just introduce yourself?
Sure, Dan Rosario, Wachusett Rd.
Thank you.
2 years ago, when the construction started on Arrowhead Way is when the water coming off the hill began to affect my property. Before that, I didn't have anything at all. I didn't have any washouts, there was no, we had some serious rainstorms between 2019 and 2023, and none of them washed out anything at all, never had any erosion. It wasn't until they started cutting Arrowhead Way that I started getting slippage, the hill was always wet. It would take weeks to dry. As a matter of fact, I know we had a little rain over the last couple of days, but we had a dry spell for a while. The mulch was wet the whole time. During the early May rainstorm, I think you've all seen the video of the water coming over the hill. And like, he doesn't control the rain, that's understandable. But that amount of water coming off that hill was not natural, because we've had a lot of rainstorms between, 2019 and 2023, some were very heavy. I learned very early on in owning the house that I needed gutters as a result of those heavy rainstorms, so I put them in myself. This last rainstorm that we had just a few days ago was pretty mild compared to the one earlier. And it filled the culvert. I watched the dirt go over the road. Cars were hydroplaning in front of the house. They were slowing down. That sediment continued to cross over the road. And I have video of it all. When it first started, I reached out to Mr. Blair and I asked, I said, hey, can you fix this? And he said, I'll fix it. And I said, great. So then it kept happening. And months would go by and I would ask very patiently, what's the schedule? Are you gonna fix it? What can you do about it? He came to look at it and told me it's my fault. I literally have it in text messages. I'll fix this. Over and over and over for 2 years. It wasn't until recently, I've heard every excuse. It's winter time, we're doing another job, we're busy, we'll get to you. Over and over and over. It wasn't until that major rainstorm that I saw that water coming off the hill and I recognized very quickly, this is gonna continue to be a problem. It's gonna continue to erode. The dirt and the rocks and the soot and the silt are gonna cross the road over and over and over. I understand that part of the reason that we're here is because of the wetlands. We did start with the Planning Commission. Apparently, the Planning Commission has very, very intimately explained to us that they have no authority. Shocking to me that, a committee whose job it is to plan and hold developers accountable has no authority. That's very strange. So I am grateful that the letter went out to Mr. Blair asking him to be here today. But I can guarantee you there are people sitting behind me that are gonna be a lot less calm as and I've been the most affected by this, this construction. I know that there was a hydrologic study done, but it's wrong. It said it wouldn't have any impact. And video evidence shows that it had a great impact and it continues to have an impact. And unless it's repaired, it's going to continue to put sand and silt and soot into the wetlands crossing over the road. 7 weeks ago, I visited the DPW and I asked them to clean out the little culvert in front of the house so that the water would flow better. I recently sent an email asking for the same thing. They haven't cleaned it. And so the water filled both at 140 and 142, that whole section, and the water just spilled over with all the soot all over the road. There is no way, and any logical person is gonna say that just suddenly happened. This is as a direct result. I have photographic evidence. I even, on Mr. Blair's behalf, I even walked up to the top of the hill and took photographs and video of when the water was flowing over the driveways and digging culverts and coming down all the way down onto my property. And he admitted it was his fault and he would fix it. At a recent planning board meeting, we were told that it was fixed. So I felt great about it. I went up there to take a look. And they put about 1.5 inches of, pavement over the driveways. So in this last rain, no sooner as I could get in my truck, I drove up there. Completely ineffective. The water going over the driveways just like before. So to hear him say, I fixed it, it sounds like the times he promised me he would come and fix the problem that he created, and he did nothing.
Whoa, I need to comment. First of all, that happened, and I said that at the very beginning. There was an issue when I was building a home at the top of the hill. It created water to come down and go right through his slope. I went to his house, I looked at it, I said, I'll fix it. And I did. And I have a text saying it is fixed. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
I've already provided it.
Yeah, well, I'll give you.
Yeah.
I'll give you.
I gave him.
So that issue was fixed. What he's talking about, coming back and doing this and doing that, he requested other things that really were hard to do on his slope. I tried to get back to do them, and like I said, winter came, this, that, and the other thing. But the issue itself that I created, I fixed.
No.
Now, this is all new from that. You can't blend the two. Because since that, you really haven't had anything until this storm. I mean, I haven't heard from you at all until this storm.
Your last text message, you told me I'm not gonna do anything for you.
Exactly, this storm, that storm.
You
I
told
said,
the chair of the planning board, and I'll just say it, you told him, I'm not fucking doing anything.
Exactly, it's exactly what I said.
So?
I'm not fucking doing anything, and I'm not gonna.
Okay.
But because I didn't create that, God did. It's an act of God. It's just like, I mean, a hurricane, a tornado, if lightning strikes your house, is it my fault? That was an act of God. I mean, how do you blame somebody for that? And, you know, you can look into the road all you want, you're not gonna find anything. It's built exactly according to plan, exactly correct. So, you know, I mean, do what you want, I don't care, but the fact is, the issue that I created a couple years ago, I fixed. That's done. His slope wasn't probably put back together the way he wanted it, but we
It wasn't
did-
put back together at all.
We tried to
Not
get it.
even a
We
pebble.
tried. I had my guys there 2 or 3 times trying to get it back
He
together.
had his nephew, Bill Donovan, show up with a bag of mulch to fill a hole, and a week later, it had washed out, and I sent him a photograph, and I said, hey, Bill put some mulch in the hole, it washed out again, it didn't fix anything.
There's a
2 years, I was very patient. I didn't ask for anything crazy, I didn't say, hey, build me a retaining wall. There were even times I said, can you put some stone in it?
I understand.
There's a
It's
huge
very
drainage
simple.
ditch up the front too. I mean, at the top of that slope,
Okay.
there's a big drainage swale that goes all the way around. That's why it usually catches the water.
No, everyone here has seen that swale, and it's haphazard, and there are spaces 2 feet apart in between some of those rocks, and the water comes right over the town. It catches nothing. I've been up there. I've looked and looked and looked.
It's worked for all those years.
It hasn't.
Anyways, this isn't the place for that, by the way. It's a con-con.
Well,
know?
you're responding, so you can't put blame on him fully. Come on
That's
now.
okay.
All right.
If you
Are
want me to
there-
leave, I will.
I'm not asking you to leave. Are there others in the audience that wish to speak upon this in terms of the erosion and sedimentation to the wetlands?
My name's Amy, I'm at 3 Brittenell Drive.
Okay.
And my backyard is currently, when it rains now, it's a swamp, basically. All the woods back there where the water comes down, I get so much water that it's going under my shed, and it was nowhere near my shed before that. So my shed is now sinking in the ground because of it. So there's a lot of sediment down there as well, and it's just not properly draining through.
Where's 3 Brittenell Drive?
The red house on the corner of Brittenell and Palmagussit.
Did I build it?
Yes,
Oh.
yeah.
I know there's a lot of,
know, I
there's
know.
another red house right around the corner there, so I got.
Yeah, there's a few red houses,
Yeah.
I think, in that neighborhood, yeah.
May I add? For my situation, not only is the channel to the swamp completely filled with silt, but the 5 trees that I saved with the French drain 8 years ago is probably about 2-3 inches high, filled with silt around the base. I don't know if that's gonna kill them or not, but it's probably not gonna do them any good. So I'll probably be out there digging and taking care of the police problem for them.
Which number? You're at 142?
137.
137, I'm sorry. So many,
I'm gonna
okay,
probably lose all those trees.
alright. Okay. Any other, oh, sorry, yes.
Okay, Amanda, I'm at 142 The Greenhouse. Love her house, it's a beautiful house. The drainage does suck right now, not gonna lie. Okay, even with that big rainstorm, the rain we're continuing to get, it does come down the slope. It comes around the, I don't know what you would call it. The drainage system's all exposed, so it's all blocked up. And at the bottom of our driveway, it's all blocked up with this soot and stuff. It was brought to our attention during the planning board meeting that the DPW won't clean it out because we're in HOA. Homeowner Association, which is very new. But it is
Doesn't
causing a
exist.
blockage, so it's going over the
Right.
road.
Or,
There's no HOA there.
Yeah, we don't
That's what
have HOA.
DPW told planning board as to the reason why they wouldn't clear it out, why they wouldn't clean it.
Arrowhead Drive has.
I'd like to get verification
Yeah.
on that, cause that was one member that said it, and I don't think that information's accurate.
He, was Norm Anderson, and he claimed that Mr. Kolofsky told him it was an HOA, which is not true.
Yeah, I think we should confirm.
okay, thank you.
You can look online, an HOA has to be recorded with the deed.
Yeah.
You can see it online.
Yeah, and that's causing mainly when it rains, when the rain does come down, for it to go across Palmagussit into the yards and down the hill to your yard.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? Okay. Go ahead.
So, Chris Parcheski, 11 Arrowhead Way. So, we moved in October of 23. Yeah, and so we've noticed, other than the outside of the rainstorm that the gentleman was discussing and described as an act of God, removing that from this, not stating that was part of it, because I agree, a lot in a certain amount of time. I mean, valid point. We've had a lot of erosion from the back of our property, which butts up to Rutland and Wachusett there. And to where we've lost from the back, where it's a pretty large slope down there. We have invested just under 10 grand because we've lost about 5 to 7 feet varying across our backyard there of depth, which, you know, gravity and the rain takes that right down to, assuming, where you guys may live. So we've invested that money ourselves to take care of that, just because we've seen issues before our property was filled in on, I want to say it's the east side, because there was work that they had to do to fill in that area, and that addressed some drainage issues, but we're still seeing from at least our roads coming down our driveway and then going out the back there. Obviously, over time from when we moved in, grass and vegetation there has helped that type of erosion, but, you know, not a perfect fix. So at least just stating from our property ourselves, we're seeing that as well, but obviously not necessarily a wetlands impact.
No, but that's where it's stemming from. Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone else? Okay. Next steps.
Has Quinn Engineering been
So I talked.
involved in any of these conversations?
Yes, and the last, when I talked to Kevin Quinn from Quinn, he had gone out to talk about the aprons of the driveways. I haven't heard any, you know, and he too would say that the drainage was designed to go the opposite way than the way it's flowing, designed. But, you know, it's water, because of the natural topography, is gonna go the way that we're seeing it. So kind of add that into just the activities.
It's not going the way it was designed?
No, I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm saying the way that the system was designed, the water should be taking it to the opposite side than Wachusett. So it's not necessarily the stormwater that's hitting the system. But water will naturally flow towards Wachusett Road. So what is it picking up on the way?
It confuses me.
I know.
Maybe we
I think
need-
I just confused myself, I'm sorry.
We need a review the stormwater report and plans, I think, before we can really move forward. We have an engineer who can probably do a good job.
I was thinking the same thing. I've never
Jared?
seen it before. I mean, obviously this
I think
project
it's
wasn't in our
hard
jurisdiction.
copy was part of my problem trying to get it.
Yeah, I don't have it.
I can get you, I have it online, I have it on
Okay,
electronic, I'll send it to you tomorrow.
yeah, if you're willing to share.
So Kevin did review all this with Norm, you knew that, right? He supervised us, or
Yeah.
told us what to do to put in those, I had it done in less than a week, what he asked me to do. I mean, he even said, there's nothing else to do. I don't know what else you're gonna do. The road is built exactly to design,
And do you have the as-built for the road already?
all done, yeah, I can send them to you.
I think that would be good to look at. The as-built versus the stormwater report and the approved plan set. Cause I know when I just find the subdivision design, which is no use to me. Cause it just has the lots, doesn't have any utilities, okay. I don't know, I'm kinda stuck.
Melissa, if I may,
Yes,
it had
please.
come up during one of the planning board meetings. Do you wanna see the SWIP reports?
there's no wetlands, they're not required.
Yeah, I don't necessarily wanna see the SWIP reports, cause that's during construction, so, but just the stormwater report
Got it,
that was put together for the application
okay, and the as-built
and the as-built. And if they have
And
the
the design
original
plans.
design, yeah,
and the design plans.
Yes.
so not the subdivision plan.
Tamika, will you put that over an email to me?
Yep, I'm writing it all down.
That way I can just
Thank you.
attach it, and send it back.
Okay. I mean, I guess I am. I don't know. I guess I do urge you, Clea, we did hear from someone who lives on Arrowhead that seems to be having some erosional issues. So there's some issue going on in the back of those lots. As the builder, I suggest you look into it a little bit to see if there's something.
I didn't hear from you ever to. did you
I
talk
don't
to
think
my brothers?
homeowners always know that resource either.
We mentioned things earlier on, it was
Well, so we had mentioned it, one of my brothers is a mason and he had reinforced the side. The side like where the sewer pipes come in between like 11 and I think that other one's 13. When we moved in, much of that wasn't filled in and we weren't quite sure how much it was going to be filled in, but we're gonna lose our fence on that side, so we reinforced it with some riprap to hold it. And then that project was completed and then all of that was filled in to complete it. And then with that rainstorm in May, we were like a year and a half past our warranty at that point, so I really didn't know if it would be like an option to reach out, because it was after the 12 months, so we just kind of took it as like homeowners and rain and so forth, and so we invested $6,500 more to reinforce the back side of the fence, because it was within inches of the cement.
putting our kids at risk of
We had holes under
falling
the
out
fence.
under there, and it's a pretty big incline there for a 4-year-old to ride down.
Well, I'll get you the stuff you're looking for, and you guys can figure out what you wanna do.
I don't know. Oh, sorry, yes.
Is there a chance the engineer's on the hook for this and not Clea? Because the engineer, if he's got the water running the wrong direction, I mean, how can Clea be responsible if he's told it's gonna run one way and then it runs the other way? I see where there's some liability on the engineer. I mean, why should Clea pay for everything if he did everything according to what the engineer said?
I get that.
Let me clarify though.
I know.
When Kevin said it went the other way, so it all goes
Yeah.
down the hill and into a big infiltrated trench that nobody sees, way on the other side of Grizzly.
Yes.
That's what he meant by all that drainage was designed to go all the way down to Grizzly Drive into an infiltrator.
But it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does?
Oh, yeah, it does what it says.
And this
What he-
that comes down our hill is separate and something else
That's something that's coming from
from his backyard.
Probably. But
So
I think you're
I
too
can see
far.
where an engineer could design it, but make a mistake
Yeah, no, I
that
understand.
maybe somebody other than the homeowners are responsible for. Maybe the engineer or the builder need to get together and fix it.
Yeah, everybody's.
I mean, some things are insurable, but flood in a no flood zone is not insurable. These guys had floods. I've had a flood.
I had so many of these
Yeah,
happen.
you build a lot of houses, man.
Well, and if we build on, in Rutland, Holden and so forth, you build on slopes. And sometimes they give, and sometimes they don't, but I mean, once they're vegetated, they should hold up. So it needs, if we put loam tailings, a lot of times we'll put loam tailings on the slope, so it has some rock and it has, but they also grow grass. And I built the slope on that house at the end of Oakley. I mean, the backyard is massively high, it's probably 50 feet high. And that slope gave, and it hadn't given, he'd been there for years, it hadn't given out. But that last rainstorm was just too much.
Alright, so let's look at those design plans.
Can we have Quinn come in here?
Yeah, we
Talk to
could.
them also?
Yeah, he offered to, if we want him to come to our next meeting, I think that would be a good idea, if you would be willing to talk to Kevin.
Who was your original engineer for Arrowhead?
I think Jim Calick,
Okay.
he's passed away now, but
How long ago was that design done? This was a while ago, right?
2006.
Okay.
But there was a sewer moratorium, so we couldn't build it till that got lifted for 8 years.
Alright. So I would also say to any residents who have concerns, you know, especially if it's crossing Palmagussit, our admin is Tamika. Her email is on the website. If you would like to reach out to her to send her any information, you are welcome to. Like I said, it may not all be jurisdictional to us, but we're happy to hear it. She shares it with us, and we can go from there. I know it's not an immediate fix, but let's look at it. I know a lot of people have wanted to look at the plans and the design, so we'll do that. You know, and we still, as individual members, we live in town, we're volunteers. So we're in town when it rains. We like to go drive around too, so keep that in mind. I know some of us have been looking at it as well. A couple of us went out after the big rainstorm to put eyes on it pretty quickly, so we definitely hear you. We wanna make sure that, you know that, I know there's been some pushback, so. We will look at that. Our next meeting is in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I lied. The first Tuesday in August, so if you wanna tune in then, we are also on Zoom, so if you don't wanna be here in person, you can always jump in there. Or you can always reach out to Tamika if you have questions, if we have updates that she can share beforehand. So we will continue this for now.
I was gonna mention
Yes,
two other
please.
things real quick. Pictures and videos are very helpful.
Yes.
So if you do have any more, feel free to send
Yeah.
it to Tamika, she'll share them with us. And I think it would be good for us, I'll certainly try to do this at some point. I'd like to see during a rainstorm, what's actually going on with the roadway runoff. And is it staying in the gutter line, is it going into the catch basins, or is it
Yeah.
jumping the curb cuts and
Yeah.
going into yards and going down the hill?
And if you do send pictures or videos, at least tell us where it's from.
We created a Google Drive, and each of us are depositing videos and photos in that. We'd be happy to share that access with you.
Just know that once you send it to us, it is public information, so
Fine.
just
Yeah,
as
that's
a,
fine.
okay,
It's just the addresses and everybody has their
Okay.
videos and stuff.
Keith on the planning board, when I went up to he was videotaping the water flowing over the driveways as well,
alright,
so.
Looks
you'll
like
have
we've got
that
rain
video.
coming Thursday. So,
Goody,
rain,
more
rain,
rain.
rain. Alright,
I hate it.
thank you guys for coming, I appreciate it, and yeah, Clea, get us those plans, Tamika will send you an email,
Just shoot that email and I'll just
Yep.
reply back and I'll send it out.
okay, thank you.
Thank you
Need a
guys.
motion to continue?
No, cause it's not, yeah, it's just,
Is this just a
Just-
discussion topic?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Curious about
Yes.
the letter that was sent out,
Yep.
asked for a plan. There was no plan, is that
No.
part of the record? And
correct.
he has no plan and no
Yes,
plan
Tamika,
to
will you
help
make sure
us.
that's in the minutes, that
Right.
Clea was here but did not
Did not submit a
submit the
plan to
restoration
repair.
plan.
Right.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
We have his
His email as
his email
well.
response.
His email,
Said he
we
was not
have
gonna
his.
provide.
Chairwoman, is the meeting still going on? Can I
Yes.
say something? Has any of the letters been submitted, anything that you guys are doing? Was any of this escalated up to the state level, to the state
Yes.
DEP?
It was.
Can you explain to us what
Sure.
exactly that means and whatnot?
Yep.
And
So.
sorry, Amanda, Bretnell Drive.
Thank you. So basically, conservation commissions are like the local branch of DEP. So the wetlands division of DEP. So we issue permits, etc. We can issue enforcement orders. If we were to issue an official enforcement order, we would send that record to DEP. We did have the bylaw that was just passed at this past town meeting, but as of right now, we are only working under the state's Wetlands Protection Act, which means that we still have the ability to request DEP to assist us in enforcing violations, because we do not have the capability to assess fines. We have the ability to issue enforcement, ask for follow-up, but that fine aspect that sometimes holds people feet to fire, we don't have. We will once the Attorney General approves our bylaw and we submit regs. And then it becomes a little bit more of I hate to say our problem, but we don't have as much support from DEP, which is also a good thing, in terms of we can then submit fines. But, so we have shared with them the letter that we sent Clee, asked for some guidance on what to do. And it's basically what we determined tonight of, do we issue the enforcement order or not? So we're kind of, what it seemed like we're leaning towards is yes. But we wanna take a look at those plans, from the original approval of the subdivision that were created, unfortunately back in 2006. That's sometimes the problem that we face, is that a lot of the subdivisions that are being built today, were approved and designed so long ago, but have allowances to build them now, because of various moratoriums, extensions, whatnot. And because this project was outside of our, what we call the 100-foot buffer zone, 100 feet from wetlands, he didn't need a permit from us. But when we come into play is because we have visual evidence of that water from Arrowhead has come down that steep slope, crossed Palmagussit, and entered the wetlands on the back of 137, 139. So now all of the activities in which that erosion stems from becomes jurisdictional to us, and we can issue enforcement.
On the 9th, I'm just curious if any of you actually went down to 140, that area, on the 9th when it rained again.
On July 9th?
Yeah, just,
I didn't.
I was not in town.
okay. I have video of the
Okay.
water flowing over the roadway, and I mean,
I've seen those videos.
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's really, it's odd to hear a developer say it's not my problem. Someone who literally, he built the houses that we all live in, he built the roadway, he built the houses up on Arrowhead, to sort of wash his hands, I mean, that kind of defiance, and I'm not doing anything, I'll see you in court, like that, not only is he not being a responsible developer, he's not being friendly to the people he sells houses to. Once he has your money, too bad. That's not right. I mean, I know it's not your place. I know it's about the water, and everybody here knows that water is still flowing. There's video evidence of it. He can deny that's not his problem. The hydrologic study can say there won't be any increase in water in one way or the other. It was wrong, because as soon as they started putting in that roadway, the water started coming up over the top. And as you know, it's now affecting the wetlands. And I know that's your only concern. So there's no denying that the wetlands will continue to be affected every time it rains, because there's nothing catching that water up top, nothing.
George.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you're a commissioner.
Where the road where Arrowhead isn't approved yet, right?
Yeah.
And the gentleman at, is it 11 Arrowhead, has lost 7 feet of land back there? Is there a way to have some committee in town help these people? Because I guarantee you, he's not gonna meet me in the rainstorm on Thursday.
So that's what, that
Let
was.
everybody coffee here, I don't see him.
That was kind of what and I don't think I mentioned this during the meeting, but I had sent it to you guys, is I sent an email to planning with their subdivision approval decision and said, condition whatever number it was, I believe they have violated and you have enforcement action to, move forward and have him do something. It doesn't seem like that's gone anywhere. I think the issue, and I understand part of what planning's trying to say, is that it's bizarre because planning board, when they approve a subdivision, they are approving the lot layout and the roadway and infrastructure. They are not approving how the individual homes and lots are built. Am I saying that correctly, Jared?
Yes.
Like, in a way, but like the stormwater is still,
I understand, I understand that part, but where the road isn't approved and it's
Well,
clear,
that's,
it's
right,
clearly an erosion problem that's going into the wetlands
so that was
because
my claim.
I was in somebody's backyard and saw a trampoline 40 feet down the hill.
Nice.
Like, that's terrifying. I have little kids.
Yeah.
Or a little kid.
Melissa, just go back to your question. I don't know specifically for Rutland, but I know for lots of other towns and cities that I've worked in, either as a design engineer or peer review engineer. Usually the entire design of the subdivision, roads, lots, grading of everything up to the limit of clearing, all of the stormwater, all gets
It's reviewed, right.
All gets reviewed,
See, that's
yes. That's what should happen.
That's why I was kind of very taken aback and confused during the planning board's discussion when I watched that meeting. And even to be quite frank and honest, talking with Quinn Engineering. Because if the design and the stormwater, I just don't get it. I don't know, I just don't get it.
The only other layer would be the building inspector, possibly.
Possibly.
When that occupancy permit gets,
If I may, I met with the building inspector on Monday.
Yes.
And he made it very clear to me that he is building. He asked Mr. Anderson if Mr. Anderson would like the building inspector to be present at the next meeting, and he said no. So Mr. Anderson is, during the meetings that we have all gone to and is on camera as public record, is saying that's the building inspector. I sit down with the building inspector and he says, this is not me. So as a concerned resident, as my neighbors and my new neighbors, nice to meet you. We are frustrated at the planning board's lack of authority. And I just heard you guys saying, I'm sorry, this is not, I don't work in this field, so a lot of this, I'm learning as I'm going along. You said there was some law that that you brought to the planning board that they said, oh no, poo. What exactly is that you're referring to?
What I sent to, after our last meeting, which was before July 4th now, I watched the subsequent planning meeting that you all were at, because there was some, I was made aware that they're like, oh, conservation's dealing with it, we have nothing, we can't do anything. So I went to every decision that the planning board issues is recorded at the Worcester Registry of Deeds. I work in this field, I know how to get that, it's easy for me to search. I don't mean that in a rude way.
You're not at all.
So, it's just I know I can find this. So it's not perfect, but at least I know the verbiage that they approved and what their standard conditions of approval are. They're typically the same for most subdivisions, which isn't abnormal. And so what I did was I took that subdivision approval or their decision, and I went through and I called out the specific conditions that I believed allowed them to have jurisdiction over this erosional issue. And since the road has not been accepted by the town, that planning board still has oversight, especially if the stormwater is coming from the road.
And did you bring that up to anybody at the planning board?
I sent it to the chair of the planning board.
When did you do that?
Let me check.
June 25th.
Thank you, Jared. June 25th.
I pulled the email up.
Is that public record, those emails by any chance?
Yes, they are.
How do I officially request that record be sent to me?
Could she just email you? Yeah, just email to
I
me.
email you? Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. That's why I wrote it.
We're just making a trail of everything that is happening.
Yeah.
We are coming to you folks as our elected appointed officials and we are asking you guys for help. Any help that we can get from you guys, we greatly appreciate, and not passing the buck. This collaboration is so incredibly important for us people who do not work in this field.
Absolutely.
So thank you. I will request that, Tamika. Thank you.
And I can't guarantee everything in there is 100%, I'm not legal counsel, but at least from my understanding of planning board jurisdiction, I work in another municipality, I do this, but staff side, so I'm reviewing them all the time. It's crazy to me to kind of see the erosion. I don't know.
I'm sorry, to hear Mr. Anderson say over and over again, we don't have jurisdiction, where you have sent this email to him before these meetings, and then for him to say to all of us, we have no jurisdiction, I have a significant problem with that.
And it could be that maybe they don't. I do wanna make that clear. Like especially if they've gone to town council and gotten a formal opinion, I don't know if they have, okay, Tamika's saying no and she knows everything, so. But from at least our discussion, when the water is coming from the road on a design that was approved by the planning board, it just seemed like.
This is the reason that we went to the planning board to start with,
Yeah.
because we were told this is the correct process. It's been a couple of months now, and we've had very, very little results at, going and asking questions. I'm still shocked that very little of what they do is documented so that we can see it. For example, I know that Mr. Anderson had a conversation with Mr. Blair, acting as the chair of the planning board, went to go talk to him and then publicly said one thing and then privately told me something else in the hallway. Promised that he would show me the documents for the bond for building the road, said they were in his truck. And then after the meeting was over, told me I needed to put in a records request that I had already done 2 months before, and I still haven't received any information on it. It's been really frustrating, but the one thing that I would say is that the positive in all of this is seeing your letter go out, it encouraged me a lot. That someone here is willing to hold the developer accountable, even if he basically told you guys, I'm not doing anything, see you in court.
We're used to it.
I mean, I think that
I never face it.
Yeah, it's just.
if there's an opportunity to issue that letter, I think you should do it. Because otherwise, it's gonna be months and months and months of please, and would you please help us? And the answer's gonna be no, 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 no. I brought up at the planning board that if I were to buy a company, knowing that that company is being sued by another, and I purchased the company anyway, I own that liability when it's done. So if the town accepts that road under the conditions that it's in now, and all the damage it's creating to our properties, the town is gonna own the liability when we have no choice. He's leaving us no choice but to file suit. So it would be ridiculous for the town to say, yeah, let's accept that road, let's make it public, let's do that, without holding him accountable to not only the homeowners, but the community. And, I mean, I'll be honest, I'd like to see a lot more documented. There's no summary of what's happening with this particular issue that I've been able to look at, that anybody can point to.
So I think part of the problem is we just recently started getting professional staff in town. We have a lot of paper that, hasn't necessarily been, I hate to say, organized in a way that's easily accessible. But I have become intimately familiar with that because I have boxes in my house that I'm going through and scanning. So, I can't put all the blame on, the people who are working because they have inherited past issues, and lack of kind of office staff to oversee and, know exactly what to do. And I think some of them also comes with these subdivisions that were approved so long ago. Like they weren't electronic back then. They weren't scanned in. Some are in such big plan sets that it's hard to scan them in to become electronic. And I found with a lot of these subdivisions, there's 36 phases and 34 revisions that have been made. And so, yeah, it is difficult, to your point, to try and figure out, what exactly was approved, what the final documents are. But I hope at least from our side, we are trying. I know this doesn't necessarily help you out as much, but I think I kind of want to toot our horn a little bit because we've made strides in making things more available. We get everything electronic now, so if you guys request something, there it is.
We're grateful, I mean, this is one thing that we've all talked to each other about, is what this commission has done so far. Even if you think it's a small step, for us, it's pretty big, because we've had zero luck anywhere else.
Good. But yeah, please share, photos, questions, concerns, videos, etc. Feel free to send them to Tamika. And
Will you
she
then
get them
forward the
to us.
access to them? If we send
Yes.
you access,
Yes.
you'll give,
Yep.
okay.
We can do that.
Is that silt that's coming into the swamp, is that killing everything in there?
That's kind of what we wanted to determine. I think is part of the problem.
Yeah, are we concerned about frogs, we concerned about snakes, we concerned about furry animals, or
Those
what are we
little
concerned
orange,
about?
those little orange salamanders I used to have in the backyard are gone.
Oh, don't tell me that.
I'm
They're in
not,
my yard now.
yeah?
Yeah.
I had little crayfish
They
8 years
migrated.
ago, little crayfish.
My daughter
back
keeps
there.
finding them, so.
It's always definitely a concern. Sometimes the wetlands are awesome in the sense that they wash themselves out. So if this weren't to be a recurring problem, probably wouldn't be as big of a, not to say it's not a big deal, but like it wouldn't be as big of a concern. But if it's gonna be an ongoing problem, then yes, I would be concerned. Do you have something to add?
So that we don't get our hopes too high.
Yeah.
When a developer defies a citation and a request for a plan to repair, how far can this board take that?
If we feel very strongly in that this is what is needed, then we would probably take it to DEP and request support. They would come out, they would do a site visit, and they would kind of determine what their next steps would be. I'll be frank and say sometimes DEP doesn't have the staff or, believe it to be as big of an issue as we do. I'd say that's not very common as much now, but it's always a possibility, so I do wanna throw that out there. Or it's a possibility that they say, okay, we're taking the reins and, we're issuing our own enforcement, which they can then impose fines if they believe so, set harder deadlines, they have their whole legal team, etc. So that's kind of the two.
Would it be based on the recommendation of this board that they take that action?
Yes.
Is there anything preventing the board from making that decision today?
I would say, I think just wanting to look at the actual engineering plans, having some background and like the scientific data to put into our letter.
DEP wants to see that we've done our due diligence first,
Sure.
and then once we reach the end of the rope, then they're more likely to help us out.
Obviously, all of us have videos, photos, there's proof that whatever efforts they've taken to mitigate the water, it just has not worked. And I even have proof that prior to the road being cut in 2023, I had no problems with my hill at all. It was dry, there was no erosion,
Also the kind of
nothing
things
at all.
that if you have is super useful to us
Yep.
as well, to show
we have
pre
it
and
after,
post,
so-
yep,
Yeah, we will provide that for you.
thank you. Alright, so I think we won't do an official enforcement order tonight, but it seems like it's definitely on the agenda for our next meeting in August. We're hopefully gonna get that documentation from Clea in short order. And then just, individually taking a look at it so we can discuss it in August. But we will also, like I said, we drive around town, so we'll be taking a look at it. Well, okay. You get driven around, alright?
I get driven around.
All right.
I'm Miss Daisy.
So are you guys okay if you see some of us wandering around? 'Cause I haven't looked at it.
Just for our yard there, just cause the slope is pretty steep back there, if you just contact my wife and I
Yeah, sure.
before you go down there,
Yeah.
just cause you know, if you do fall, you're.
We will not sue you.
Check my backyard out probably at some point if you're interested,
you'll find that-
and you're
find that
welcome
person.
to, but I got a big 120-pound German Shepherd that's gonna say no.
Yeah,
So
no.
Got
just
it.
contact me
Yeah.
and I'll put him in the house.
You
All
can
right.
show up whenever you want to my house.
Yeah,
Thank you.
140, you
I'm
can come
just
anytime
scared
you
a
want.
boulder's gonna fall down and hit you or something.
I know you've all been to 140 Palmagussit already, but feel free, you know, take a look, walk around, just be careful, because that hill, if you put your foot in the hill, you'll
Yeah.
sink in
Sink.
this deep.
Yep.
Yeah,
And we all have badges or
Yeah.
little
And
things
if
to hang
we
around.
do
our
stop
neck,
by, we'll knock on the door, ring
Yeah.
the bell,
We'll have
let
fun.
you know that we're there, yeah.
yep, absolutely. Alright, thank you guys for coming. I
Thank
hope
you.
Thank you very much.
helpful in some way.
So,
Have a good rest of your night.
Yes, what a lovely Tuesday night that you get to spend with
Yeah, you have a lot of
us.
people here, huh?
Yeah, I know, like, woo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Alright,
I was just thinking, I'm curious to see the plans, because I remember,
I'm Amy.
I think it was for Bryce Lemon,
Briefly
we
once
had
when you
like
guys,
some of those
yes.
steep slopes in the back on Oakley, and I remember
Oh,
going through a
yes.
set of plans, I'm like, where are the grading plans for this? I
well,
couldn't
so,
find them.
and it has that open
parents had
channel there
six,
as well in the
Yeah.
back.
I only had
That
two.
is my
So
One
we had
moved out
issues.
already, and the other
biggest,
one's six,
I,
so
and
I did it again.
in my reading of the subdivision rules and regs, that is not allowed in
Yeah, my
some,
son-
I mean in Rutland,
the day
oh my
he
god,
turned
I don't know what
18
town we're in. But, because it like specifically talks about like country drainage is not allowed, and it's just open, rough dirt,
Yeah, they just dug out a swale,
yeah.
half the tree roots were exposed.
And it
'cause
wasn't
all washed
on
out.
the plan to begin with, so it's, okay.
Do they have to design, is that the standard to design the stormwater structures for the
wow.
210
It just,
and
like,
100?
Slept off.
Or
But I have a fence
Or
that
just-
just is like
100
the
at a
first thing
minimum.
I was like,
Yes.
I was
At a minimum under the state.
But also,
So I
if
had
that
the
was
fence
approved in
back there
two
before we
thousand
moved in, just so
and
that my
six,
kids
that's
were going
before
back to
two
it.
thousand eight,
Stop.
when the new stormwater stuff
Yeah.
came out.
So
So that's
based
my
on-
other issue.
So they're,
This way and at least
they're
2 feet
grandfathered
down
into the
on,
old
like, the
stormwater
long
regs.
side of the
I
fence,
guess
like
so,
on the
but
short
I understand
side,
I
how,
feel like
yeah.
that
we
would,
reinforced
be
and
the
then like,
case.
and then
Yeah.
the whole, there was
would
like
that make much of a difference in this situation?
like a
We'd
valley
have to
between like
check
us
and
and the house next
see.
to us.
I don't think it
Sewer pipes
would.
that
I mean,
run
maybe
down
in
to
terms
the
of
ground, so there's
pre-post
gonna be no
and
house in that open space.
small
But
amounts, but like,
all of that got filled
I think
in.
we're still
Open
required to mitigate
right now?
for
well,
post
yeah,
development.
No,
That just
Yeah.
for the drainage.
Before they
Mm.
issued the changes in 2008. I'd have to go back and look. I
How,
do remember when they issued those.
how can he not be responsible for losing 7 feet of somebody's backyard?
Well, there comes a point in time,
Like, I
don't
understand-
ask me when it is, but the developer's not liable for the rest of his
Right, well,
life
yeah,
of the
that's
subdivision.
what
I mean, there's,
that's what they said, they bought it a year and a half ago
There's
and they
some
thought
deadline.
they had no recourse, and, you know, I was in the home building business, I know, you got a year warranty and
Yes.
that's it, you bought it, you own it, but
my cell phone number.
where the road isn't approved and people in the community are losing feet, not an inch, feet
We walked.
of their
we walked
backyard.
The backyards on Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Like how it was all washing out. It
But that's
just-
where we
it
saw the
drops down to where
trampoline.
The trampoline was, yeah, it's.
know.
well,
And the fill was up against, 6 feet of trees were on the dirt,
Trees
killing
that are now
it.
dead.
And what's
Yeah.
washing down is washing down on to the trees that they already buried, that's gonna kill them. And that's just gonna cause even more erosion, which is gonna cause an even bigger problem 2-3 years down the road.
what about
So
an
I don't-
independent peer review, Melissa?
I don't understand how,
well,
We
but
would
it's getting
pay-
the funds,
We would have to
we'd have to pay for it.
pay for it with, but we couldn't make, if we would want it, we can't make the developer pay for a third-party independent review, because Quinn is not, I mean, Clee's paying Quinn.
But through the town,
So is Quinn working for
for the town,
Clee or
no,
the town?
for the town,
Okay, so Quinn should not necessarily be biased if they're working for the town, right?
correct,
Okay, so we might not need a third party,
theoretically.
okay.
Yeah, so we'll have Quinn come to the next meeting, explain his thoughts, opinions, history, something.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
Sounds like they'd pay for it.
you know, anything's possible nowadays. Alright,
Nice job on that, Melissa.
what?
Nice job. Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
They were complimenting you out there, so.
Yeah.
You have a great way
I
of
feel so bad,
explaining
well,
things.
it's like, I just feel so bad for them, like, I know not all of it's us, I can't guarantee some of it's planning, but like,
And I'm just sitting here like.
sometimes I just.
Yeah, I'm,
Just an observer.
my tongue's bleeding, literally.
Yeah.
I can taste it.
You bloodied your turkey breast. Okay, alright.
Jared has no idea what they're talking about.
Oh no, oh, you missed
What's
it.
that?
Oh, when he first did
Jared,
it, can we play it back?
Yeah, wait, no, can you please, put it on George's head? Come on, please. They're not listening to me.
The camera was pointed right at his head.
He was like, look at that turkey breast.
Oh, look at the size of the turkey breast right up there. Nothing stuff a roaster. Nice and golden brown.
And I just about died. Okay. Wetland replication construction report 12.
Randy
Did I
could
say
use it
that
as
right?
an
Oh,
advertising.
No, stop it. 12 Phillips Road. This is the one thing I hadn't really looked at yet, but I was just skimming it. It looks like Chris was out there or Matt was out there during some of their work for the restoration, made some comments, changes during, not changes, but like fix it to be accurate. And just hasn't done the plantings, but everything else seems to be good. So we still have, you know, multiple what is this called? Replication reports that are needed after it's done. So this is just kind of like a
Just like a
progress one. So I didn't see anything to note as of now, since they are still in progress. It seemed like Lucas had been providing some good comments to make sure it was successful. Hopefully. And we will see how they are next year.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fine. It's all good.
Wait, which one was this?
12 Phillips, the
I heard
cell
everything
tower.
you said, but
Number 6.
I'm lost.
Can we go
Oh.
back for a moment,
Yes.
please?
Yes, sir.
I don't remember the address. But it's where we always see the trash and the erosion
Yeah,
areas.
Grizzly.
And
Oh,
all
yeah.
that stuff, yeah, Grizzly,
Yep, where I forgot to write
Yeah.
the letter about the trash, yep.
yeah, where he said, basically to piss off, he's not doing anything about the trash anymore. That one, can we somehow let him know that the trash wouldn't get in there if all those erosion controls and everything else were put up properly? And that we were planning on sending a letter, or we talked about sending a letter to homeowners on the road, letting them know that, try to keep don't overstuff your trash. And that it's not all the homeowners, he should probably walk his job site once in a while.
And I have pictures from today of the dumpsters on the job site that are heaping like 5 feet over the top of the dumpsters.
So,
trash.
the
So
fact that
something's
he's,
obviously blowing out of these dumpsters into the wetlands.
so him blaming homeowners for household trash really kind of peeved me, but I didn't want, it's gotta be the back of the egg first. It's the top shot that we're looking for.
Sorry.
You know,
Yes.
And the trash is still there.
I was trying to keep it civil.
But he said he wasn't gonna take it out.
Yeah, he said he wasn't gonna do anything, so I was just trying to keep it civil, but that one really sorta
Yes. And I realized today that
fried my
I
clams.
never sent Tamika the letter to the residents, so I'll draft the letter to the resident. And if you want me to draft a quick blurb for you to send to Clay, I can do that, like, quite honestly do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I thought we agreed we were gonna send it to the residents.
Yes,
not
that's
just
what I
the-
mean.
yeah,
That's, I
right.
forgot to write that letter.
Okay,
I got so wrapped
send
up
you a
in the
picture.
violation.
you're a new mom.
Send a
It
picture of
happens.
the
And I went back
dumpsters
to
too.
work, you know,
Yeah.
life sucks. I Alright, thank you, yes, let it, photo would be good.
there, but with.
I forgot all about that while he was sitting here,
Thank
but
you.
again,
I
trying to
didn't
keep-
wanna call out my oopsies, so,
Right.
you know, you made me honest.
Well, no, I was just trying to keep it simple. So there's the shot, Jared, look at that. Tell me Randy doesn't want that on a trailer on the side of 122A. Buy my turkeys.
I can't, okay, alright, we're done.
No, we're not.
No, we're not done, crap. Okay.
I'm getting
good with the
texts,
cell
I'm
tower.
assuming my wife is watching this and yelling at me right now.
Yes, but why aren't they planting it now?
Because they didn't have enough, topsoil wasn't good enough, or hold on. They still needed to grade some more.
We're still on.
Are we okay waiting?
Yep, we're still in the cell tower.
I noticed
Are we okay?
one of the bullet points said the replication areas were inundated, so they postponed the plantings. They're either gonna do it this summer with irrigation or this fall.
Yes.
And Chris will follow up once that's scheduled.
Thank you, Jared.
Hold on, let me read it. They're to be revisited in the summer, fall 2025. And supplemental report will be prepared prior to the end of the year. So we'll see
Alright.
something again from Chris at some point later this year. Hopefully after plants go in. They should be able to do it by this fall.
I mean, it's good that it was wet.
Yeah, that's a good sign,
Yeah,
right?
let's think of it that way.
Yeah.
Holy jamolies. Alright. Well, we talked about the Rutland replication construction report for Bryce when we talked about the amendment, so I think we're good on that. Do we wanna have cable in now? If they're available, would you like to talk to us about community outreach? Cause they had some thoughts, I believe. I hear them. They've kindly put up with our shenanigans tonight.
Yeah, great, you guys were talking about us.
Yeah, hey, thanks for coming, joining the party.
Absolutely, gotta love being in this party. So, cable outreach, we wanna, just, send out a helping hand because we're just reaching out to a bunch of committees and, boards and whatever about like, telling you guys that we can use our services in like video streaming, stuff like that. We know that there were some talks about like native plants video series. That definitely sounds wicked awesome. All four of us have a lot of good experience in editing, filming, stuff like that. And we love doing this stuff here and we wanna help out in any way that we can, so.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Whatever
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah, love that.
Your names?
I'm Jacob.
Thaddeus.
Nice to meet you
Nice
guys.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Do you have like certain lengths of things you're looking for, like time wise, or
Nope.
anything goes? So we could just drone on
Yeah, absolutely.
hours
If
and
you
you'd
wanna,
love it?
if you wanna drone on for hours, then
It'd be like a regular meeting night.
I know, but I think I need a one-woman show, just me, myself, and I,
like
just
it.
thinking aloud.
I like it.
I think it would be
The
good
Eco
therapy.
Empress show.
So we made ourselves into superheroes, so can, you know,
Conservation
how good are you
superheroes.
at like, can you do digital media? Because
we can try.
I think that would be really fun. We need a cartoon,
Or we could do it practically. You guys wanna wear capes?
yes.
Well, we do need costumes made.
Yes.
Yes, we do need costumes, do you have a budget for costumes?
We can sure try.
Okay, great,
I am not getting into a superwoman costume, okay?
I think you looked great with your bird.
Thanks, Brian. George.
Okay, to be fair, I think that was me, my bad. I just couldn't get over that day where you're like, I was birding, and
Yes,
that's your life from now on.
alright, fine.
The wetlands
In
warrior.
the best way though.
Yes, now I'm all about the mushrooms.
Oh, boy.
I went from birding to mushrooming.
That was fast, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, spring migration's out.
if there's anything that you think of specifically you think would be good, feel free to reach out to us. But yeah, we're looking to, I don't know, be more
Native plants,
approachable.
invasive species,
Yeah, like I was picturing like, you know,
Escars.
what if like you went out to say like an area that has a ton of Japanese knotweed and you just did kind of like an informational
Just like right out back?
Yeah, and just do like an informational of like, this is what it looks like, this is what it
And
is,
is
you
that
know.
stuff that can go then you can put it on the Facebook page, right?
Mhm.
We can
Absolutely.
Facebook, we can put it
Make
on
a video.
YouTube.
Yeah, I know we're also trying.
George, no, we're gonna give George a show.
Oh, why not?
I'm
excited.
We are about to become media moguls.
That's what I was thinking with your native plant stuff, you know,
Yeah.
you can do
Yeah.
things like that.
I think the salamander migrations next spring would be awesome.
Yes, and I was thinking maybe something, when the Hope Lives Here garden
Yeah.
opens up, I thought maybe, you know, kind of documenting the progress of it, cause they haven't actually started planting anything yet, but maybe kind of like a time lapse of like, this is what it was when it started, it was just a vacant DPW lot, and now this is what it's turned into, and I just, it's funny, cause Rose, who's a coworker of theirs, when she emailed, it was within like minutes of Brian's idea about doing the Facebook possibly, and I said, maybe this would be a great opportunity to partner to create something that would intrigue the residents to get involved,
Awesome.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We have more hands-on in there. We're working with getting like a studio and more equipment and
Look at you
processes set up. So
Cool.
yeah.
Alright, well, we'll be in touch.
Love it.
We have a mogul,
Yeah,
so.
we're gonna,
Have to emphasize the shiny head though.
Spokesperson.
the giant.
Well, that's step one.
Okay.
Can you make this camera like actually zoom in on his head?
Oh, absolutely. I can do that right now.
Next time.
Right.
Powder your head.
Alright,
But yeah, feel free to reach out with any ideas.
Thank you, guys.
Rose and Tamika and are like
Awesome.
contacting each other like all the time. So
perfect.
Besties.
Thank you guys.
Great,
Yeah, cool.
thank you.
Thanks, Nice to meet you both.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting up with us. Alright, well, that's exciting, so come up with ideas.
That's cool.
What?
Gotta watch the screen from to zoom in.
Oh,
Well, that might, but just doing something like that might intrigue other committees to do something
Yeah.
similar.
yeah,
I don't think the planning board could be possibly as fun as like conservation, I don't know what they're gonna do with
Never.
kids. But, you know, they could still do something, you know,
Something.
or, yeah, you know?
Yep.
We're trendsetters.
Absolutely.
Even a little video of like a short video of what each board or committee does,
Yeah.
just so people are aware.
Yep.
Because I don't think people have any idea what the, I don't know, planning board does or
we do.
even what we do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. Sometimes I think unless you have a direct experience for whatever reason, like these folks are having with these boards and
Right.
committees, outside of that, you wouldn't necessarily know.
Some
You
people
know?
probably even know we exist.
Absolutely. And then maybe it generates interest in people wanting to get involved
Deserve,
too
yeah,
when we
me
have
too.
vacancies on here, you know?
Yeah.
It's a pretty
Awesome.
good idea.
You know, it can also change the lens of how people look at town committees too, like, they're not just red tape trying to get in the way of stuff, like, we're people actually part of the community,
yeah,
trying to do what's best for us and our neighbors, you know, so.
And we're a lot of fun.
And we're fun, we're not
Right,
crotchety
and we're a
old
lot
men.
of fun. Right.
Anymore.
Not yet.
You were when I started, but now you started. Sorry. I didn't say that.
dude,
Just
we're
came
getting
blaring
so
out.
much trouble tonight. Okay, nope. I would like that in the minutes, what Glenda said.
I didn't hear what she said, so you left out. No.
Redact.
Okay,
Tell me after the meeting.
okay.
We're gonna have another vacancy.
That's what I'm going for.
You know what? But we haven't violated open meeting law, so I'd just like to point that out.
Absolutely.
All of this is totally kosher. Okay, Wachusett Road, review work done on roadway. What
I
do we
have
do about this,
no
Tamika?
Idea what
What do
this
we
is.
do?
So
Printed it out.
at the last select board meeting, they did adopt the guidance of town council that this road will continue to be considered private until proven otherwise. So although I do not have confirmation of this, the last information that I received is that the private owners do intend to do additional work to the road, likely grading and laying down gravel, to allow for access for emergency vehicles, which will then allow them to get their building permit. So when DPW Director Kolafsky went out there to review what had been done previously, he did notice that there was some drainage from the roadway that was being directed onto private lots. It's my understanding that these lots have not been sold yet, they're undeveloped lots, but just wanted to bring it to your attention because the commission had issued the determination of applicability, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and had gone out and taken a look at the wetland delineation, so just wanted to to bring it to your attention and see if you wanted to get eyes on it.
Okay. I can't remember how far if it reached the road
Yeah,
buffer zones.
can we show, look at a map?
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Oh, what am I doing? What was that road technically called?
Wachusett Road.
Wachusett Road.
Road, yep, not street, off of Ridge Road.
Wachusett Road and Ridge Road. Okay. Let's see if I can.
Is that where Glenwood Place is down there at the
No,
end? You keep going
no,
across 68 down.
yes, if
Glenwood.
you kept going all
You
the way
take
to
the
the end of
left.
Ridge Road, and then Ridge Road would take you onto Glenwood Place. This is
Computer
far
just-
before it on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Mhm.
My computer is seizing. Please hold. It's had enough of someone's shiny head. Alright. Didn't we do an RDA for like the entire wetland?
I believe you did.
Cool, cool. Great. Trying to find that plan.
Yeah, that should be on the SharePoint. I did pull it up before I brought it to you guys' attention just to confirm that I had it right.
Do you remember where I put it? Maybe Ridge Road? Ridge Road.
Ridge Road, yep. I think it's like lot 6S and 3S and, cause some of them had NOIs. But no, excuse me, they were all
RDAs.
RDAs. Yep, sorry.
Okay, please hold. I'm sharing. Can you please share my Zoom? Please? Please share my Zoom.
The glare from George's head, they can't see the screen.
They've been blinded by the light.
See how the zoom on his head?
Yeah, can we project it on his head?
We're kinda having issues with the Zoom.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Alright,
Okay,
well, he
Here
has
you
a
go.
laptop and she has a laptop, so.
alright,
Divide and conquer.
Jared, do
George,
you,
you're gonna have to
do
come
you
over.
have the resource area plan? So go to
Do we need that?
property records by address.
Yep.
Ridge Road, RDA 2022, Ridge and Wachusett Wetland boundary.
Good lord. Can you say that a little faster?
Which road?
Ridge Road. Come on.
I think it's the bottom one,
Alright,
maybe not the bottom one.
RDA, you said 2023?
No, 2022, Ridge and Wachusett Wetland
Wetland
boundary.
got it. And then.
resource area delineation, perfect.
There we go.
Nice, Jared.
Dun dun dun. So there are wetlands by the road.
What does that say?
Zoom in a bit here. So that's Ridge Road.
So it was by the Princeton line they did this?
Yeah.
Yes, so as of right now, the work was done by the Princeton line, but I believe the intention is to do the length of the roadway all the way back to Ridge Road.
So don't they need,
Oh, you're screen sharing.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
don't they need to?
thank
file?
you. Yes.
We need something.
If it's up here,
If it's up there, yes.
well, and here's the thing, depends when they do down here. Am I right or am I right? Bylaw,
Ah, yes, cause those are isolated wetlands.
yes.
Those aren't ILSF, right?
It does not say that.
Okay. I don't think it is.
So
So
from,
yeah, if our
this
bylaw is not
section-
active yet, then we wouldn't have jurisdiction there.
but
No, based on the contours, no, it wouldn't be,
it doesn't look big enough. I remember talking about it,
yeah. There's no defined low point over there either, so.
especially if they're diverting water.
Yeah, it's not far off the edge of the road.
Oh my god, so the resident hired a private contractor.
Correct.
But the resident who lives in Princeton.
Nope, they live on the Rutland side, but it's
Oh.
near the Princeton line.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, I
Yeah.
misread that.
I'm sorry, cause initially we thought that the work was done at the beginning of the road where Ridge turns onto Wachusett. but the lots that are owned are down on the very end where it abuts the Princeton line.
Yep.
So they did the work on essentially the section of the roadway that's in front of their house, where they would like to build their house. But now that the select board has essentially said, you know, we're gonna keep this private, the understanding is that they intend to hire a private contractor to do the entirety of the roadway, which is likely gonna be grading and gravel. I don't know about drainage or anything like that though.
So one of the owners of these lots have done the work?
Correct.
Got it. Are their houses built already?
They're not, so they have not been able to obtain a building permit. And part of their means of getting a building permit was doing this work on the roadway. Because the road is not accessible to public safety vehicles at this time. Or for the installation of power.
So they're still all owned by Zatoli?
I believe all but 3
Okay.
are still owned by the Zotley family.
Zotley,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, that's what's coming up for the tax records.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zotley.
this one is someone else, Blake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Malik.
Blake and Jay own 2 of the lots, J and K Ventures owns 1 of the lots, and then I believe all the rest are still unsold.
Okay, but we don't know specifically which one did it?
Yes, I do, I just don't know which lot number it is, the ones owned by the Malicks
Malik.
were the ones who
Who are the ones who did it?
did the
Okay.
work on the roadway, yep, they hired a private construction company.
Got it. And they didn't divert it to their own lots. They diverted it to someone else's lots. Okay. Alright.
That's what Chris observed when
Yep,
he went
okay.
out to look at it, yeah.
So
So we should
do
look.
we have to actually go see if the sediment went into a resource area?
So I don't think we're worried about, well,
Or
I
we
mean, we're always
just-
worried about just work in general.
Worried about them not, it being
Filing something.
unpermitted
Yeah,
in the buffer?
yeah, as of today, as of we know.
Okay.
Alright, so let's, I didn't get to this one before the meeting, so I would say let's, you know, take a ride out, take a look. It's passable, right? Like,
It is, yeah, so it is traversable by a car now, and they have filled in, you know, the biggest ruts on the roadway as of right now.
Okay.
It's more of a width issue for public safety than
Right.
it is untraversable, like it's not like there's
Untraversable, okay.
trees in the middle anymore or anything.
got it,
There was at one time,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
alright,
What's the
sorry.
concern? I have no problem taking a ride through there.
Just, so there are wetlands closest to the Princeton line. So if they've done work within that 100-foot buffer without a permit, that's it for now.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I'm sorry,
That
what is
sounds like-
that shown as? Is that a stream or a BBW to a stream?
I think it's
Do we know?
BVW.
So it's just the wetland on the right there?
There's wetland
Does
here,
it
there's
cross?
wetland on the left too.
Cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this dark dashed line, that's the 100-foot buffer zone, so it actually covers a
The whole section.
decent
yeah,
chunk of the road
But just
from
in
the
that one
Princeton
section.
line, I don't know how many feet that is.
Probably
It's
100,
coming into Rutland, yeah.
Or a little bit longer on the,
Tamika,
East
should
side.
we,
Oh, 1 inch was 80.
did they do any work in Princeton? In the buffer?
No, I don't believe so. I can't confirm one way or the other, but I believe they stopped at the town line and they just essentially did in front of their properties.
okay.
Looks like maybe 150-ish feet of that road
Yeah,
is in our jurisdiction in the buffer.
From the town line?
The town line down.
From the town line coming into Rutland,
Okay,
yeah,
That's perfect, yeah.
There's
Take
no
a ride.
culvert? Do you see a culvert anywhere?
no,
That's weird.
no, they're not
do that.
they're not
they're not
connected.
connected.
Oh,
The two
okay.
wetland areas are
So
separate.
that
from
one
each other.
turns?
Yeah, this one, I'd have to check the topography, I'm guessing this one maybe goes this way,
Okay.
and maybe this one goes this way. I
Yeah,
guess.
me too.
I could probably do Friday.
You good?
I'm having hot flash.
Okay, that's fine. We'll carry on.
For the record.
Okay.
7:56, then have a hot flash.
Alright, so we'll take a ride by. Motion to approve. Okay. Alright, we'll take a ride, I'm like god, we'll take a ride by, but it sounds like probably would have been something that they need a permit. Is she dicey?
I was just mushroom hunting down there, I should have looked.
Oh my god.
Ryan's gotta update the image now,
Yeah.
a bird and a mushroom.
I'm just dying.
Crank the AC, is that
I don't think it's on. Yeah, it's not on.
I was focusing on the mushrooms, I didn't look at the road.
I'd play with the remote, but I don't wanna get in trouble.
I feel like by the time we turn on, we'd be leaving.
Probably.
Yes.
By the time
Yes.
it cooled off.
Yes.
Yes, we're
Yes.
focused.
Yes. Okay, so let's move on.
Why are we still
Potential value of property and tax title, I didn't see, I don't think that one had value, I don't know if anyone looked at it.
I just asked that nobody say the address.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
cause it has a house on it,
It does.
yeah, so I don't want a house.
I agree.
I looked
Okay.
at all of them and I was,
Alright, wonderful, moving on.
we don't wanna.
Did we wanna set a date to walk Wachusett Road?
Do you wanna all go together or just drive by?
Oh, right,
Cause we can't do any action until the next meeting.
okay.
George needs a ride.
George
Right.
needs a-
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Daisy needs a ride.
Okay.
Maybe if it's next week,
Next week's better than this week.
yeah, like Tuesday or something.
Yeah, we have an extra week because of that 5th Tuesday in July, so it pushes us out an extra week.
Alright,
Yeah, talk.
yeah, you talk it out.
Just text us and let us do the group text.
Just
In
say,
case we're
hey,
available.
I'm gonna be here then, and you'll see me or not.
Yeah, that
Cool.
would.
Okay. I didn't get as far as I wanted into the regs. I did start like sectioning it out, kind of like what we did for the bylaw, and just putting in some key points that we've discussed. So I think I'll have a better draft to at least send to you guys for the next meeting, so we can discuss it. And then for the revolving fund, bylaw committee wants to meet together.
Yes, so they have scheduled a meeting for Thursday, July 31st at 7 p.m. I don't know if anybody is available. They were hoping to have just an initial discussion with the commission to make sure that they're on the same page with what we're looking to do. I did provide them with the sample language of essentially what we're looking to change. It's pretty straightforward, so my hope is it would just be a quick discussion. So just wanted to throw it out there because if we do have enough members that can attend, I'll post an agenda for a joint meeting.
31st.
I probably will not be available.
1, 2. Oh, that's I have a Southborough meeting on the 31st at 7.
Oh, no, okay, that won't work.
That's cute. I don't know if anyone else is available. It's
I'm iffy.
iffy, okay. Well, we suck and can't do that.
That's okay, so you know what I can do, so they have other items on their agenda, so
Okay.
they're not specifically meeting just for this. So I can ask them if they're also available, maybe to do a joint meeting at our August 5th meeting, if anybody's available. I know Barbara's out of town, but if the other members could maybe come and we could do it that way.
Yeah, cause it should be, I would think pretty straightforward.
It should be a quick discussion,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
okay.
really a very basic change relatively
But if
speaking,
there's-
but
When you tell them we probably can't make it, if there's anything that they want from us in the meantime to have a quick discussion beforehand, let me know
Sure.
and I can put something together.
Okay.
Don't wanna hold them up at all for something. Alright. I don't think there was anything else, was there anything else?
reorg.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Reorg. Would anyone else like to be chair? No? Okay, well, that's great.
You do a great job,
You do.
honestly.
You do.
George?
Not me.
You know how much talk about turkey breasts we'd have if he was here?
Seriously.
Get off topic quickly.
It'd be the conservation comedy hour.
I think it already was.
That
was,
sounds
okay.
entertaining.
Yeah.
If we didn't get somebody to wanna sign up now, I don't know what else we could do.
Wear hats next
Oh,
meeting.
adjourned.
No.
No, we're reorganizing.
Yeah.
Oh, reorging, okay.
Get your mind off your mushrooms.
Yeah.
I second that.
All right, Melissa. So I nominate Melissa Danza
You
as
know what? He already voted, he already made a motion. You were too busy.
fine.
Trying to get you out of here.
All right, so what was
The
the other
motion was
one?
to stay the
Keep it
same.
And I second.
So me and Jared.
Oh, I wasn't listening. Fine.
Jared, are you okay
Jared
with that?
like
Yeah.
doesn't get a vote, like just,
No.
he just,
He's just told to write a new letter and.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I
Did
thought
you go
that,
before the select board yet?
He did, he's been reappointed.
I just gotta go get sworn in.
Okay.
I'll do that this week,
Let me know if you need a ride.
Okay.
probably.
I got sworn in, I did it.
Good job.
Alright, so
July 3rd I went.
I heard a motion
job.
and I heard a second. Do you get those?
I got him.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call?
Farrington, aye.
Gentilucci, aye.
Williams and I.
Keenan, I.
Bjork and I.
Tanza, aye. Is there anything else? Or is there a motion to adjourn at 8? Oh,
There
just-
was,
Who's the clerk? I missed that part.
oh, do we, Tamika? I don't know. Do we have a clerk?
I don't remember.
Do we have to have a clerk?
I don't think we do.
You don't have to.
I don't think,
I
I
don't
think we
remember,
usually
I
just
don't think
make
we did.
you by default because you do minutes.
Yeah, and I usually
Right.
watch the recordings if I'm not here to get the
Yeah.
minutes, you guys don't have to take them during the meeting, so if you
Wanna
don't want to
take
have a clerk, you're not obligated.
I don't want a clerk.
Okay.
Unless someone wants to be a clerk.
I'm a terrible note taker.
Ugh.
Okay,
I
cool.
wouldn't want to.
Perfect, makes it easier.
You were gonna say
I just had a couple.
Yeah, yeah.
Real quick, just going back through the emails, I missed a bunch. Jim Harity, Emerald Road, ECB inspection, did we ever?
So he was not ready for one, so he wanted you to know that he was starting to put the ECBs in case anybody drove by and had
Oh,
concerns or complaints. But he said he's going to reach out to us when they're installed and he's ready for them to be inspected.
Totally missed that one, so it's
George
fine.
Lucier
Yep.
was also an ECB inspection, 187 Pleasantdale.
That one I didn't hear back from anybody on, so I don't know if that got done or not.
We're probably doing it.
Yeah,
Right, somebody
they started,
signed on.
I believe they started the work,
I
yeah,
can add that in with the Wachusett Road,
okay.
if that's.
Yeah, someone, sure.
Okay.
Hey.
Just so try to keep track of some of the things.
What's up?
Didn't we go do something?
Yeah,
on
didn't you
Pleasantdale?
respond?
That was,
No,
that was the signage,
223.
right?
That was the signage, right,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the guy that wants to remove all the blueberry bushes.
I think so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wow.
down in the
Yeah.
garage.
Yes.
Yeah, he had come to us, I think, back in March, but he just got his site plan approval from planning board, so now he's actually going to start the work.
Okay.
That's all I
I
have.
did stop and check at the new houses that are going in Blair's spot on Main Street up by the town line.
Oh, yeah.
And the ECBs are in and they,
Oh, near the Holden line,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
I looked at
I
those
was on the
two
wrong end of Main Street, okay.
a couple weeks ago.
yeah, that's when I stopped.
They look great. Cause S&M Farms did.
Tim, were there any others?
That's it, sorry.
Thank you. No, please don't apologize. Please don't. Okay. If there's nothing else, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second,
All those in favor by roll call?
Farrington, aye.
Using your
Gentilucci, aye.
superhero
Williams
names.
and I.
Plant man,
Keenan, I.
Bjork and I.
Dan's aye. We are adjourned, 8:04.